Hey guys, it's Denise Cooper of Booktube Live, Art Books Live. I'm listening to Johnny and I will be joining you in just a moment. Actually, I'm joining you now, but hey, I got some things to do over here. Because I got to see if I can hear myself and if you can hear me. So I'm going to actually just take a look at everything, make sure I am live and running, and it says I'm live. There we go. Now I got to figure out if I can hear myself. I'm going to turn this up. Maybe. Let's see. I'm going to test it out by going to my actual channel and pulling up the live right now. If it comes up. For some reason, I was logged out of YouTube today. I'm like, really? Who locked me out? Who's trying to do that to me? I don't know, but stop it. Anyway, I'm going to go to my channel and check it out and see if I can hear myself. Because I have the speakers on, which is not the usual speakers I use. I'm going to sip already because it's just ice and tea. Apple juice, actually. And now I'm going to turn myself up, so you might hear some doubling on this recording, or if you're in the chat room tonight. And let me see if I got lag. I'm going to sip already because it's just ice and tea. Apple juice, actually. I can hear myself. I just drank the apple juice. And now I'm going to turn myself up, so you might hear some doubling on this recording, or if you're in the chat room. She's so blurry tonight, and I'm so clear in this thing. And hi, how are you? Hi, Kia Danae. Hi, Brittany Wiggins. Hi, Katie. Hello. I can hear myself. Okay, so I'm going to turn myself off. The apple. There we go. Now I can hear. And I'm going to turn down Johnny and bend down and be all inappropriate. Hold up. That's up. Cute. All right, you guys. Hi, Denise Cooper here. I was going to say hi, Denise Cooper. I guess I should say hi to myself. I really could, because sometimes I talk to myself in my bedroom at night and nobody's listening anyway. So hi. This is Denise Cooper of Art Books Live. Booktube has gone live on my channel because I do not want to edit. Thank you so much for joining me anytime that you can, even if you're just watching the recording. And I don't mean just watching, because if you watch the recording and you didn't get in here to sit in here with us talking and chatting it up and putting your little phalanges on the keys and chatting back and forth and texting me and hitting the like button and twittering me, folks, stop. Anyway, this is how we do it. We go off the top. I'm going to be talking about several things today. Number one, happy. If I haven't said Happy New Year to you yet, and you've been on this, just, this February, Happy New Year. Okay? It is 2018. This is the year of the Blackout, where I will be reading only African-American authors and shopping African-American bookstores, independent bookstores and independent websites. And if I cannot get them from the writer themselves or from an independent writer or bookstore, then I may have to get it on Amazon. But so far, I've only bought one from Amazon. And the rest I can just order from the websites, like the Bookshop, because I've used their service online and I could just drive on over and visit the store. And I thank you so much, Angela, for coming today with me. We had a little nice day at the Bookshop. We did not know that a book signing was going to go on. It was like we scheduled ourselves to meet up at 11 a.m. The book signing was at 12. So that gives us time to browse around, purchase books, or look through things and wait for the writer to show up and the crowd and everything. And we did just that, and it was awesome. And she's very uplifting and very spiritual. I'm talking about the writer. And not that me and Angela are not, I'm just saying. The writer was just very uplifting. I'd never heard of her before, and she's an independent writer. She had a book signing, and she had an amazing turnout. She had a lot of family members. Me and Angela were sitting right in front of her family members in the back from Dallas, and then some family members right up front that took up a couple of rows there. And then her daughter was there doing some announcing, and of course the wonderful people at the Doc Bookshop who just set up everything so lovely for her. And so we'll be talking about her book, and we both purchased her book today and got it signed. So it was a really nice day to visit the bookstore. There's always something happening there. So I'll be going through the bag of books that I have again from the Doc Bookshop. I'm telling you, y'all are not going to break me, the Doc Bookshop. But, I put it, put money aside to buy books. But I went straight. Okay, don't lie, Denise. I was going to say I went straight to the clearance section. I had it in mind, but I first went to go get the Jennifer book. Jennifer Lewis. Did I purchase it? Did I get anything else? I also looked around, and those of you who watched the video today, with basically just me going to the Doc Bookshop, and like I said, last year I'll be going to Black-owned bookstores in my area that I can drive to, and as many African American book festivals that I can get to. And I learned about a new one today while at the Doc Bookshop. How many times am I going to say the Doc Bookshop? Because if you live in Dallas and Fort Worth, Houston, even since I drive to Houston, if you live in any of the surrounding areas in DFW, which I like to call it FWD, Fort Worth, Dallas, not Dallas, Fort Worth, because that's where I'm at. And that's where it's happening, okay? Not to say that it's not happening in Dallas. Dallas is a wonderful city. Don't get me wrong. You can look out the window and probably see it. No, I'm just joking. But seriously, I love living in this area with all these cities, and Dallas being just 25 minutes down the road. So if you are in the area and you have not visited the Doc Bookshop, I'll be giving you the address. Of course, you can Google it on your own and see, actually go to their website, purchase books, look at a list of their events that they have for the month, the year. That it's just constantly ongoing. They even run like a podcast out of there. I got to meet her one time. I was just going in there to shop for some books, and there was a young lady in the back. She was getting ready to do her podcast, and I got to talk to her. There's poetry nights. There's book signings by new writers on the rise, and I got to ask her a question to see if she was going to be writing another book, and she said the second book is already written. It's just ready to be published and put out there. So she's ready, and I really appreciate that. So we'll be talking about the books that I purchased, and also what I am reading and what I could just throw at the wall, but I can't get enough of it. Oh my God, it's so addictive. But you already know. And then I got to talk to the booksellers, who I talk to every time I go in there, and they're just amazing people. And she's so far along in the series, she's almost done. And I can see why, because the cliffhangers at the end of the books, I could just choke somebody, I would, but it's so exciting. Anyway, she said something awesome that I totally had to agree with, because she's like on this number 6 book, and I think there's only 7 in the series. She's on the number 6 book, so she's almost done. I'm on number 3. She said if it gets boring, then I probably wouldn't, read the next one. I'd probably stop. But it doesn't get boring. These cliffhangers just keep you going. And literally, once I stopped one, I just went to the other, and now I'm on the other. So I'm 3 deep, and I don't know, I almost did it. I almost bought a couple more from the series, but I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to do it. I have so many things that I want to read and that are on my list. Yes, I'm losing my voice. Actually, I haven't used much of my voice today. Oh my God. Why am I losing my voice? Do I feel a sick day coming on? Do I? Anyway, so I'm going to be talking about that, and it's Read So Lit month. Oh, and I forgot to get, okay, anyway, you guys have seen the library haul where I'm going to be listening to Toni Morrison's Tar Baby and rereading the book. I'm so glad I got the audio, because she's, it's her voice, okay? So I'll be listening while I'm painting that painting over there, which I did all of that in one day, and I'm very proud of myself. And I'll be reading a poem tonight that gave me this feeling. I mean, it perfectly fit with how I'm feeling about when I get off of work Monday through Friday. at 5 o'clock and wanting to come home and just do what I do and not go to sleep. And Friday is like my favorite day to do that. It's just like stay up all night long because I don't have to work on Saturday. So when I was reading A.J. Houston's poetry today, I found a poem. I was like, that's me. That's how I felt right now. So I'll be reading that hopefully and chatting it with everyone here. Hi, 12 people. How are you? And so let me go and see what you guys are saying. And yeah, I'm totally in love with the Doc Bookshop, obviously. And you guys know I joined the book club there, the Book of Night Women, right? That's what they call it, from the Marlon James books, which they read. And I met them after they read it. And I read that book, and you guys know it was like my number one, my reread for Toni Morrison last year. Edged it out only because I'm obsessed with that book, Beloved. But if I didn't reread Beloved, and I can't really say that Marlon James' book was not my number one last year because of the fact that Toni Morrison was a reread. So that was my number one read for last year, and nothing edged it out other than Chloe. But anyway, again, it's just kind of hard to say that's not number one. Anyway, so there is their t-shirt for the book club. Can you see it all? Can you see it? Anyway, objects appear larger. Yeah, by way of the camera. Anyway, so I'm going to see what you guys are saying. And currently I'm leaning back and you just got to see that. So sorry. Anyway, there's now 11 people. So sorry for the 12th person that just ducked out. Hello, everybody. Hello, Kia Danae. Hello, KT. Hello, Brittany Wiggins. Hello, Angela D. No, thank you for the invite. No problem, because it was nice to, because I've been knowing Angela for what, 8 years? I don't know, knowing of you, we just get to know each other. By way of my son, actually, and I've seen her beautiful sons. Oh my gosh, that woman got some fine sons. But they are beautiful. I wish this thing would stop telling me to free up space. Actually, guys, what I'm going to do is hit the stop recording on this thing, and hopefully I don't lose you. I hit stop recording. Let me see if I lost you. Oh, now it says yellow strength. Maybe, I don't know. But let me know. Holler if you can hear me. Let me know if I'm still live. It says I have yellow strength. But it goes back and forth, so it's probably going to be some lag tonight. And for that, I have nothing to do with it. We did everything that we could do except for get a new modem. That's what the lady told me. She goes, you have to replace your modem. I'm like, no, because nobody told me that when they gave us the first one, that it gets old after 1 or 2 years. Nobody told us that. So why don't you send some people out? She's telling me to go somewhere and get another one. I'm like, no. Why don't you send somebody out? So obviously they ain't came out yet. So I guess I got to do my duty. But anyway, and then hi Keisha, Forsaken. Hi, pretty brown-eyed reader. Alicia. Hi. I know she's probably like, why does she always say it like that? I don't know. It's just so cute. And hi, Comfy Cozy. Peter. Yeah, I'm telling you that every time I hear or look at your name, even though it says Comfy Cozy Up, I want to do that dance that Petra did. I'm telling you, I'm old school. That's when BET used to actually have a channel that played music videos and MTV, because they used to blow her up. And that's what I always think about, is that Jamaican Wine video and the Pull Up to My Bumper Baby and all that, those days. Because I was doing some of that. Anyway, hello, Ryan Bradford. How are you? Is that to say Ryan? I have to get real close. Yes, I can read with my glasses on. That's a shame. You get older and you don't trust your eyesight or something. But plus, we can see a lot better without our glasses up close. Like perfect vision up close. I mean, like ridiculously like that. That's sad. Everything's deteriorating. Oh, thank you, Kay. We can hear you. And Keisha Forsaken says, I'm hollering because we can hear you. Okay. You hollering and ain't nobody listening. I'm sorry. Keisha Forsaken said, laugh out loud. I remember the days MTV actually played music videos. Those were the days. I'm old. Hashtag I'm old. Girl, please. If you're old, I'm ancient and probably going to die off at the end of this video because y'all are young. But let me tell you, today we had an amazing day. Number one, it was kind of cool out here. It said it was supposed to be like 60-something degrees, but that breeze made it feel like it was like 40 something, and I just went out in a sweater and t-shirt and what have you. If you follow me on my Instagram, you saw what I had on. I'm just a t-shirt person. Okay, so I bought a new t-shirt today at the bookshop. Anyway, which I've said already. So do you want to see the books first, or what? Because you guys already know what I'm currently reading. You already know what I'm excited to reread again, although I'm still going to show it for anyone that is new to the channel. And thank you for all the new subscribers who are joining the channel and not watching in the live. Because it's usually the same crew. But if you are lurking somewhere in the back, like someone came in the, I can't, oh, I wish I would have wrote that name down. But I have been copying and pasting the chat to the live recording, and I lost it last weekend, right? So I lost it, and I got to go to her name, but someone, some beautiful soul that was in the chat room didn't log out. I logged out because I went straight to somebody's video, and I was like, and I lost it. So thankfully she didn't. She copied and pasted and put it in the comment section of last Saturday's live. So if you are new to the channel and you want to know what the chat is all about, because I'm sitting over here looking at the computer monitor, then please visit the lives and take a look at it and feel at home. Add your 2, 3, 4, 5 cents and recommend some books, or let us know what you're reading for the reading Blackout. Also Read So Lit for this month. Also for Black History Month. Happy Black History Month again to everyone and anyone who celebrates, even across the water. Recognize that America has a Black history, and they are putting Black history selections in their Booktube videos, their TBRs, and there are some amazing suggestions out there. And I want to say tonight, I know you guys go through the same thing, those of you who create videos here on YouTube, if I would stop watching the videos, I could have been done. Okay, I could have been done with Percival Everett's God Country, who has me cracking the muck up. I'm telling you, it is so hilarious, but that's the thing that I expect, because I've been reading him since Erasure, like back when I lived in Florida years ago. So I've been here 10 years now. Come this May, I'll be here in Texas 10 years. And I lived in Florida for like 16 years. And the first introduction to Percival Everett, who is my writer of the year, as was last year, but I'm going to try to get a Percival Everett book in, try to each month. So he's not on my TBR, but when I was thinking about it, I was like, I've got to, some of the books are so short, but if I could just put down the phone, stop watching so many videos. Like I'm watching them while I'm waiting in line, you know, whatever, or I'm watching them while I'm watching something with my son, which literally we don't turn the TV on. I think we turned it on today. Of course, he's out there watching something. I think he's fallen asleep. But anyway, we just don't watch it that much. And so I was sitting out there reading my book while I'm supposed to be watching TV with my son, having some TV time. Anyway, he fell asleep, and I'm reading Percival Everett and cracking up. And the thing is, I'm only on page 47, starting of a new chapter, chapter 6. This is what I'm reading. So those of you who are doing a read along with me, I didn't tell you I was really bad at read alongs, because, you know, sometimes I just got stuff to do. And sometimes I'm old and I fall asleep. That happens. And the thing about this is, I tried to like take a nap after me and Angela went to the bookstore, and girl, and guys, we went to the barbecue place right across the street and had lunch, and it was amazing, which I couldn't eat a lot of it because I drank a lot of 4 teas, about 4 just sweet tea, sweethearts. Just sweet tea. I had about 2 of those, 4 cups of that. So I was just like thirsty more than anything. And I ate some of my macaroni and cheese. I love the greens and cornbread. Like I was telling Angela, I could eat greens and cornbread every single day of the week, which I have heavily stocked in my kitchen. So when I want to make it, I make it. But anyway, I ate the greens and cornbread and 1 rib because I don't eat meat a lot. And I'm trying to transition to a vegan, and I go months. I don't buy meat often, and when I do, it's like the turkey meat to make for my boys. But anyway, so we had lunch, and I come home to read my book, but I knew that was not going to happen. I opened it up, and I lay there beside me, and I tried to find sleep. Couldn't, child. Could not, okay? So I listened to the Cartel. I am telling you. Okay, so I'm listening to the Cartel, as you guys know, and if you do not know and you're new to the chat room or you're new to the channel, I'll catch you up very quickly. The thing is, I kept thinking I can't do a video like a review or chat too much about the Cartel because if you talk about the characters, you're gonna want to get it so involved and talk about, oh, and then this happened and that what happened and then girl he died and then this happened and girl then she died and then that's what happens. So I don't want to even mention names. So I read the first one because the book club had the selection for the Cartel, or else I probably would not have picked it up. But so I'm glad they. But I will read anything that the book club suggests. And I didn't get their book today that they're reading because I have so much to catch up with. And since they had me on this one from last month, I had to immediately put this one in. Number two, I finished that one. And the cliffhanger, like what goes on, what goes down at the end, the end towards the end parts of this book. And I was talking to the bookseller today when she was cashing me out. We're talking about the Cartel and, ooh, I'm so glad this person is still alive. Ooh, that person is dead. This, whatever. That's all I'm going to say. You can't tell too much about the Cartel other than the fact that they're a crime family. And what I will say is that this is supposed to be some great crime family, right? Ashley and Jaquavis, the writers. But yet they are very easy to get to. They are, people are wreaking havoc on the Cartel. And I mean, just don't get attached to anybody. Please do not get attached. So what happens toward the middle to the end of this book is a wow moment. So wow that you have to. I mean, they are really good at cliffhangers because you have to. At least I did. Thank goodness I got them both together, or I would have bought the third one today. I would have purchased this after finishing the second one. I really would have. And I was there and I could have done it. But thank goodness I'm only on CD2 today of the Cartel number 3. So this is where I'm at with the Cartel series, right? And I'm going to stop at 3 and not immediately jump into 4 because I know how they write, okay, that they're going to hook you. So 3 deep is good, right? Wouldn't you say 3 deep is good enough for the series right now so I can go ahead and get on to my other books. So this is where I am with the Cartel and I am enjoying it. um, it's it's just a wild, crazy ride, okay, where you're rooting for murderers and drug dealers. And then at some point you try not to like somebody. You go, I don't care. I hope something happens to her and blah, blah, whatever. And then, yeah, they're all bad. It's like watching Scandal. Nobody's good. Everybody done kill somebody on Scandal. But that's what it seems like. So anyway, then, so my Percival Everett. Anyway, for those of you who are actually reading Percival Everett, and what did I do with my book that I'm sleeping on? I couldn't sleep. Anyway, because I really couldn't. And I really want to finish my painting. And I think I can finish it tonight, if not tomorrow, because I did so much on that basically I filled it up from top to bottom to make sure that I get enough of my painting done. Those of you who are new, I'm doing a book a week and a painting a week. And yes, I'm finishing books a week in the aid of, number one, the books are short, and number two, they're hecka entertaining with the Cartel. So I'm getting a book in a week with the audiobooks and the reading physical books. So this one should have been done, but the Cartel happened. And I take this to work and I'm cracking up reading it. So again, I'm only on page 47 for those of you who are reading, and I will be discussing this one probably during the middle of the week when I do Denise on books, because I want to give a, well, not like a review, great review. I'm telling you, it's Ray Street again. It's what they do on Saturday, whatever. So I'm going to talk about this more. And I also want to talk about God's Country by Percival Everett and Wounded by Percival Everett, because they're both Western style books that he wrote. And you guys go, a Western? An African American author wrote a Western? It's Percival Everett. And what I will say about Wounded in comparison or contrast to this one, Wounded is not as hilarious as this one. Wounded is really like a really good Western story. And it's not, and I wouldn't even like, I don't know. It's like I don't go to a shelf in the library or bookstore and just purposefully get a Western book. I've never done that other than Lonesome Dove, and I've got Shane and certain things like that. But I would have never just gone and said, you know what? And you're never going to do that if you've never read a Percival Everett. Yeah, let me go into the Western section. And I know they're going to have that Percival Everett, God's Country, or Wounded, which are very Western style writing, cowboys and, things like that, or old Western type of atmosphere where the small towns and the dust and the, yeah, horses and whatever. But when he puts his spin on it, it's entertaining as heck. This one is hella funny. This will, even the names, you guys. There's a guy that has like a hair lip, and everything he says has a TA in the beginning of the word, and so he's writing it like that. And you shouldn't laugh. And that's him. That's Percival Everett. He will make you laugh at stuff that you might feel a little guilty laughing at because it's just the way he is. But books do that. Like with the Cartel, there's so much cursing and in that, and so much violence and sex, that when I read that, and remember we talked about this on this channel, and I'm not the only person that talked about it on the channel, but I'm just saying, I always have to give a dang disclaimer. I'm sick of doing that. But anyway, um, the fact is, when you listen to an audiobook, I can remember the names more so reading the Cartel versus listening. Now, when I'm up there painting, not up there, but it's way up there. When I'm painting and I'm listening to the Cartel 2 and 3, now the cursing and the violence is a little bit more jarring. Oh, and you guys know how much I love a good narrator. The narrator is good, but his voices for women are kind of funny because he's just not really that good at those. But what is so good about the added element for these audiobooks, the dang fools they have sound effects. So you can hear a little gunfire in the background or somebody's cell phone ringing. I was telling Angela today when we were at the bookstore, I'm like listening to this, and I'm painting, and I kept looking at my phone like, why is my phone going off? It's in the audio book. So every time, like, she was texting um, young Carter. Young Carter just sounds so handsome. Anyway, so when she was texting him or what have you, and the phone kept going off, I'm like, why is my and I'm trying to paint here. I'm getting sick of y'all. So I go and I turn down my phone. It was already turned down. So it has all these sound effects. And I should have been used to it, but it's sometimes you're just not expecting. You're just hearing these words, and then all of a sudden, ooh, that's, that word, or oh, they're doing this. And it's like trying to turn it down so DJ won't think his mom is crazy and you're listening to the Cartel. He probably thinks I am anyway, but anywho. That added element for the sound effects is just awesome because, again, the narrator, he's good, but he's not great. Like Robin Miles is great. Even when I was telling you guys, when I read or listened to The Ancestors with those 3 short stories, and Ted and Areve Dew was the last story, Robin Miles, that's what I forgot to tell you. Robin Miles was the narrator. Great narration, but I didn't like the story. So that's kind of what you get sometimes. For those of you who do not want to try audiobooks, I'd say try them if you're, have another craft that you're doing and you can't have the book in your hand and you still want to get some, stories in your head, or just be entertained. And I would suggest them highly, but take a look at Robin Miles, or people, the Gyrot videos and or audios. And actually, let me get one of the Cartels so I can tell you who is the narrator, because I had been doing that. His name is Cary Hite, Caryhite. And it says he's performed in several theaters across the country as a cast member in the longest running African American play in history, The Diary of a Black Man, or The Diary of Black Men. He also appeared in, I didn't know that, he also appeared in Edward II, Fences, Macbeth, Good Boys, Side Effects, Mary Very, and the indie feature The City Is Mine. And so Anywho, Blackstone. So if you are not into audiobooks, and you might want to put them in your car when you're going for a long ride, because I mean they're perfect for that, or a very long commute. Look for, obviously, when you get a good narrator, make sure that you look for the publishing house or the director, whoever is doing it, and definitely the narrator, and follow that person because they've done several other books. But this is Blackstone Audio Incorporated. They even have the phone number and the website. It's blackstoneaudio.com. So I'll be visiting that website, and I'll put it, link it below, because I didn't do that today because I just started talking about that because I totally forgot. I think when I did the library haul, I didn't read about the writer or the narrator, because we learned a little bit about the writers, right? Okay. Yeah, swig. Hi, Stephen Massey. Hi. 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 Hi, Marley Massey. Hi, Doris Massey. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, my best friend in Florida, Tangela, who I talked to today. And she gave me some news. This is another thing. All of you older ladies, take care of your health. Read some books, get some exercise, and then lay your behind down and give your body a chance to rest, because my friend is doing great. But she gave me some news that just like set me down a little bit today. But she's doing great, and she'll be back to work on Monday. Thanks so much, Tangela. And she's always supportive and loving. So I'm going to actually talk about the books that I got, because I'm probably going to run in my mouth for like 20 something, 30 minutes. I don't know. But let me see. Oh, the Book of Night Women. I was like, I said, if I don't do this, I'm not going to entertain myself. And I like to watch my videos back so I can figure out, how have I grown? Am I still silly and immature? Am I learning anything from books? What am I learning from the cartel? What are you learning from the cartel? What I'm learning from the cartel is not to be around those type of people, because you might get shot. Stay away from drugs. Just say no. But one thing I learned, let me see what else I learned. Stop acting silly. What I've learned from the writers actually is, don't count anybody out. Um, that have that are in those that are in those spaces in their lives where they feel like they can't do anything but build these empires illegally. But that's America. And so I don't fault 100% on, if people that have no choice but to try to feed their little sisters and brothers because their mom done got hooked on drugs, because where the drugs came from is all big um, American business anyway. So there's a lot of that. We all know the stories. So don't count anybody out, because for the two writers of this story who were deep into that lifestyle, and that's why they write it so well, are college educated people. So don't count that type of literature out, because like I told you guys, I would read anything. The only thing that I really don't fancy is romance, but I'm going to read some because I got one book on the way, and I know you guys know who the writer is that I'm purchasing strictly romance from this year. And yeah, we'll do a book mail about it, and I'm so happy. It's somebody that talks to us all the time. You know, she thinks I'm entertaining. Anyway, but I love that writer, and I'm going to try hers first because it is, I mean, there's romance in a lot of books, okay, but not that genre where I'm just going to pick it up and go, oh, I just want to read a romance. I just want to read about somebody falling in love. And I don't know, I get that with a lot of, you know, lit books. So I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think it's this old school idea that I've had like years ago, and somebody was always blowing hair blowing in the wind, and they cascading down these flowery hills, and there was this man that looked like he was a king and come sweep her off her feet, and she was just lazy as heck. She didn't want to do nothing but find a man. That kind of a thing. I can't do that. But I'm sure romance has grown up. I know it has. It's just I want to delve into it by way of a writer that I already love, the other types of books and literature that she's putting out. So that's all I'm saying. And I will be taking some of Cece's suggestions, because Pita over at Comfy Cozy Up reads romance. And also, there's a young lady who reads nothing but romance, and she did this statistics. Ooh, I can't think of her name right now, and maybe I'll look at it and link it. If you have not watched her channel, if you know who I'm talking about, is it Stephanie on books or Stephanie? Not Stephanie like Time to Read Stephanie, because I know her, but the young lady who did the statistics on how her channel was not doing as well as the books that she reads suggest that they might be doing. Don't quote me. I say it all the time. But that's the gist of the video, and it was really good because she did all these statistics on romance books are probably the most, are not probably, they were the most purchased books. They're the most purchased genre. And she's a strictly romance booktube channel. Yet, where are the subscribers for that? If everybody's buying those books, why, more discussion on her channel about that kind of a thing. That's just what I took from it. Again, those are not the words that came out of her mouth. So I'm summarizing. Anyway, but if you know who I'm talking about, that was just really interesting. So I'll be taking some of her suggestions. Not a lot, because y'all seen my Blackout bookshelf, and I'm also going to be showing another book that I just pulled off back there because Keisha Forsaken had me pull off a book by Carl Weber and put it out there on the shelf, and I put it out there. And then as I did, one book caught my eye on the shelf that I've been wanting to read for quite some time, and so it's going out there on the Blackout bookshelf. A lot of people have read it. I loved Danny when she had her channel. She talked about it. If I don't turn my phone down. And I've read her before. Gloria Naylor, Bailey's Cafe. I've got to put this on my Blackout bookshelf because I keep putting it off to read other things. My favorite Gloria Naylor book is Linden Hills. I read Women of Brewster Place. I've read Men of Brewster Place. And I'm thinking Mama Day. Or did I have that? I don't have that one. I don't know if I got it from a library years ago, but I was chain reading. I read Women of Brewster Place, Men of Brewster Place, and then I read Linden Hills, and I think I did read Mama Day, but I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? When you're old and you done read so many books, you don't know if you read it or not. Anyway, I have got to read this year because I do. There's so many. I like really good reviews on that book from Dee Dee and Danielle, and I'm sure Storyscape with Dominique, all the D names, Denise, Danielle, Deirdre, Dee Dee, all of us, and a million Karens. What's going on with Booktube people? Are we just all the same people? Anyway, let me see what you guys are saying. There's 13 people. Hi, 13 people. How are you? It is 36 minutes and 57 seconds and counting. Okay, 37 minutes. Will I go over tonight? Will I hear tonight? Will I? Okay, so let me go up. I'm going to spend at least 10 minutes chatting because that's how we do. And then I wanted to talk some more. Actually, read the synopsis for Gloria Naylor's book, because if you have not seen, and if you don't have that book, I would like to read that with somebody. But again, I'm so bad on buddy reads. But I'm here for Toni Morrison. Read so lit. Because I'm not running it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm reading it all month. Let me go down to where I left off. We want to see the books. Oh, Patrice Jones. Okay. I'm sorry. Coming up. You gotta see the books. Okay, I'm all late with that. And then, okay, so Patrice said, I want to see the books. Hey, hi, Mathis Bailey. How are you, writer extraordinaire? If you guys have not read Confused Spice, please pick it up. We read it last year. I believe it was last year. And then we did a live show with Mathis. It was so much fun. How are you? Was it last year? No. Was it last year? Oh, my gosh. It seems like so far away. It was last year because I think it was on my, it was on my Goodreads. Oh, my gosh. It seems like eons ago. Anyway, we had a good time. And, I can't wait for your second book. That's all I'm saying. Because it was really good. And the food and it was like one of my favorite covers of a book for last year. And that's one of the things I had also wanted to do. And it's just some fluffy type of thing where wanted to pick out like the 10 most beautiful covers of the reads that I did for the year. And I'll do that possibly at the end of the year, and maybe do one per month so I can have 12 at the end of the year. How about that? How about that? How about I make sure that I watch this video and remember what I said that I was going to do, because I'm always thinking about something to do. And then, yeah, life. So anyway, hi Mathis Bailey. Everybody's talking to Mathis. I just watched your Tar Baby video. Um, my Tar Baby video or whose Tar Baby video? Are you talking about my old Tar Baby video or whose Tar Baby video? I'm going to keep on reading. Maybe I'll find out. And so Mathis, KT says, Mathis, I am still waiting on your sequel. And Mathis says, it's coming, probably in the fall. Fall books. Yes, I can book all that. Yes. Kate is smiling and cheesing with all the teefuses. And Keisha for a second says, probably could have finished half my TBR if the internet or video games wasn't a thing. Hello. You know I'm disappearing next year. I'm telling you. I was thinking to myself, like, really, like, what would make me stick around next year? And still have this drawl of the internet getting in the way of the things that I really want to do. Because literally, I love the getting in the way. I love it all, like I've said. So I'm not bashing it. It's just something that I want to personally put myself through and see if I can handle the restraint of not going live, not doing any booktube videos, not being on the internet at all. I'm not going to take away the videos or anything like that, because I know my sister, I want her to watch some of these old videos that I had, because, it's whatever. I'm not taking them down. I just won't be making anything new for a whole year. I'll be making things to maybe 4. I figured on 4 because there's 4 quarters in a year. And so in 2020, when I do put up the videos or the things that I've did, I'll just have 4 like 30-minute to an hour, sort of kind of a docu life, my life offline kind of a thing. And so that's what is going to keep me offline, is knowing that I need the time to do that. I could take the time to do that now, but it's the pool, Keisha, and everybody. It's just like, I watched Keisha's video. Did I watch you today? I think I watched Keisha. I know I watched KT's new video. I watched a young girl, I can't think of her name, real cute short afro. There's too many. There's just too many. It's just almost like as many books there are in the world as how many booktube videos there are. And so I've watched Comfy Cozy Up today. I think I watched Lisa. And so, yeah, just, yeah. Okay. And then I think I watched Troy yesterday. So it's just constantly going on and on. And then I watched Bree Hill. I watched Todd today. So it's just so much. And then I'm like, and then I have to take an hour to do BookTube Live today. And I'm like, I'm done figuring out what I have to say. So that's why I go over a lot. And then I went to the bookstore, which was fun. And so I actually got out of the house today with my introverted behind. And then to have that cell phone, like, always by you, like on your hip, everywhere you go, um, to the bathroom, you're doing your hair and you're like, whatever, which I am doing much to my hair, as you can see, I'm locking it up. But just to do anything that I'm like, I'm putting on lip gloss and going, whatever. It's ridiculous. At some point, just stop. Like, I have it on right there when I'm painting. So if it just goes off, if I'm in the mood and that's like one of the things that can clear my mind more than anything other than books is painting, and the absence of everything just goes away and I'm just like so in there. And then ding 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 ding, and it just keeps going off and keep going off. So today when I went out there with my son and I sat there and I read a little bit of my Percival Everett book, I turned my phone off. That lasted like 30 minutes. Really? So, yeah, I got to do this next year because it's out of control. It's so addictive, but it's out of control. And so I'm going to spend a lot of time doing exactly what I'm doing and just in relishing the fact that it's getting in the way this year, because next year I can't let it get in the way. So finishing up Keisha's comment, where was I? The Syndicate. Early this morning, I'm not okay with that cliffhanger type ending. Yes. But it's exciting because it keeps you going to the next book. I really did not think I was going to. I mean, I just listened to Barack Obama, The Audacity of Hope, and then I went straight to Cartel number 2 and 3. And I was supposed to go to that other book that I showed you guys, and I put them over there out of my way so I could stop talking about those books that I want to go to and just do the ones that I'm reading and listening to. But yeah, the cliffhanger keeps you going. And I'm glad I had it on my TBR because I'll be finished with those. And there's only 6 CDs. 6, you guys. There's only 6 CDs in each one of these. So that's why it only took me a day. And then I finished the last CD this morning. And this one, I'm already on CD, what, number 3? I've listened to 1 and 2. No, I'm on 3. There it is right here. I had to take it out and put my John Coltrane in. So I'm on CD number 3, and there's only 6 CDs. 6, right? So they're like really quick, and that's a couple of bucks, and I'm good. I got my story. Those are the things that I need. I always need a story, as we all do. So I like the cliffhanger in that respect because the books are not like 50,000 pages. They're not like the Marlon James. Oh, I couldn't listen to that. Oh my goodness, I got I have the physical books. I'm not going to talk about that book anymore. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's sitting over there on my bookshelf, and I can't talk about that book. And I thought it would help to get the audio. It did not help. So anyway, yeah, that could have been 5 books. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So Keisha for a second says, the mob, cartel, syndicate, etc., etc. There's always they always be way easier to get to one of them. Things also, I swear most of the time the characters be making stupid choices and I have to yell, stop that. Oh my goodness, you have no idea. You do, because you're yelling like I'm yelling. Like I literally wanted to talk to the writers. Like, okay, first of all, it doesn't make sense for that person to have to go. Now, what you need to do, like this is how I'm, thinking about them. Like, I really want to sit down, chat with them. Like, could you just like back off a little bit and let the story breathe a little bit more? Truthfully, I think I would like that. That's the one really bad thing that I can say is the story, and because but it depends on what type of writer you or reader you are. And sometimes I do like a deadpan, very dense story. Like Hajin's Waiting is freaking incredible. Um, Something that Toni Morrison does sometimes that makes you just like stew in it a little bit. And even when it's like bad, you guys know what I'm talking about. So for this book, it's just going and going and going and going, and you're on this wild ride. And then I'm like, for a minute, I was like, you know what? I'm just Team Mecca. And he's crazy. Why do I like that character? Because soon he's gonna die anyway. And he's still going strong. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. But anyway, and then Kay says Brown Girls books, ebooks are all $1.99 on Kindle. So I'm going to read that again. Brown Girl books, ebooks are all $1.99 on Kindle. February the 3rd through the 10th. If anyone is interested, their website is at browngirlsbooks.com. You all might find a book for the Blackout. Most definitely. And I was watching Kay today, and she had me. I'm going to say you had me, it's all your fault kind of a thing. So please take it how you want, Kay. We could fight about this, but it was your fault today when I was watching your video and I was supposed to be reading my Percival Everett. And I went to Facebook and joined the Nubian book club with the wonderful Ian Smith, is it? Dr. Ian Smith, the little cutie. And they're reading the Book of Harlan, which most of us on Booktube have read. So I'm not going to reread that now because I'm trying to keep everything going forward. And let's look at the books because I can hear you, Patrice Jones. And the Book of Harlan. Did I get another Bernice McFadden book? Did I? Did I, Angela? Did I find something at the bookstore on the clearance section with Bernice L. McFadden's name on it? I did, and I know you want to see them. Most of you guys, if you read Bernice L. McFadden, then these are not going to be new to you. They are not new books. It's amazing to have an independent bookstore that's African American owned, and these 3 women are always there working this store. And they have a clearance section. So sometimes when you think, oh my goodness, the books are like full price, they're not like the, you go to Barnes and Noble, a new book is $24.99 but 30% off, or blah blah whatever, and this much off. Yes, you do have to pay full price for some books. Yes, they do have sales. Yes, they have clearance sections. So please don't be a part of the I can't shop a independent store in my neighborhood because their books are always full price. Because ask them, and then she has this bag of, this basket of books right by the door where you can just get these free books. So me and Angela picked up a free book today that we'll buddy read, not this year because it was not an African American writer. And yeah, I did say that with a little attitude. So anybody that has a little issue with me reading Black books, like somebody on Twitter, but then another girl went in on her, but I was like, I don't even have to say that. She went in. Anyway, so yes. Can I have 1 year with my people? Can I? Thank you. But it's not needed. I don't need to apologize. I'm not going to do that. And I don't need to say thank you because I've done this so many years before. I just happen to announce it. And if you don't like it, God bless you and happy reading. We've got some more suggestions for you. Ching. So anyway, and I'm not a negative person. This is all about love. But don't go in on something you don't know much about. Just keep those thoughts to yourself. Maybe work it out before you start speaking. Work that out just a little bit more before you start speaking. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. And anyway, so I went to Facebook and joined the book club. So I'm interested in just keeping as much as I possibly can on what they're going to be reading. Will I always join the read? Like I just said, they're reading the Book of Harlan, which I already loved. And so I'm not going to reread that with them right now. So Keisha says, the Syndicate has a cast audio book, which I like, but I probably should have gotten the Kindle books because every time I hear you, Patrice, every time I have gotten the Kindle books because every time they get freaky, I just chuckle and say, I'm glad I'm alone. That was worth reading. Keisha, I don't know about, and see, okay, let me just be honest here, talking about romance books, that's kind of the reason why that genre isn't something that I read often. Like with the Cartel, the first Cartel book. Now, with these other ones, yes, there's been a little sex, but there's been more violence. But the Cartel one, yeah. I was like, they're getting it in. And I am on purpose celibate for a reason. And I'm reading that, I'm going, okay. What was his number? No, anyway, but that's a lie. I don't need that in my life. I don't even want it. I don't entertain it. And I'm, telling folks no left and right. So it's not something that I want. And then to just constantly read that back to back to back, I can imagine how that could possibly make me feel lonelier or lonely at all. And thinking, wow, that would be nice to have someone and say they, and all that. And then to revisit that and then look at that person and go, you know what, I got some stuff to do. You just don't need to be here. And that's where I'm at right now. That's just my space. And I imagine being there this way for quite some time and maybe forever because I'm just kind of done with it. And so to read about it, it doesn't bother me, but just to be in that space, book after book after book, I'm not sure that that's something that I want to entertain all the time, but I'll read sometimes. The books, Patrice, the books, the books, the books. Okay, so I'm going to go here with it and look at the books. And hey, Denise. Hi, everyone. Hi, Karen Run Right Reads. And okay, I'm going to stop looking at Carol because y'all just, 53 minutes. And I'm just now going to the book. We got 7 minutes. Okay, so this is my bag of books from the Doc Bookshop. And first of all, no, this was in the bag. This was in the bag. So obviously I'm not reading a poem tonight. I was going to read A.J. Houston. Maybe I will. I don't know. So the writer that we met, her name is Teresa Berryman-Johnson. Berryman-Johnson. I got to talk to her, and hopefully we will connect, and so she can shed some wonderful positive light here on my channel, and I'll hopefully do an interview with her. Now, this is not a regular book, and she says that. When you open up the book, because I opened it up today when I lay down, I was tired, um, I was like, okay, I could have read this in a moment, but I'm glad I got this. It's a book of quotes and things that just positive sayings. And yes, I did mark. I got my little pink markers in there. I'm feeling pink today. So pink lipstick, pink eyeshadow, pink shirt. Anyway, and pink markers. So it's a book of quotes, and a lot of them you've already heard. But these are some things that she needed to basically read and you know get into. And this is one of the books. This is part of the book haul, and I do have a signed copy now. And I'm going to write all over this book. So basically, I'm going to use this book as like a daily motivation, and because she's left so much space, and I think that's the purpose of the book. And her book is called Loving God, Loving Me, Loving Life, Unknown Growth by Teresa Berryman-Johnson. And on the front of the cover is a beautiful, beautiful picture of, I believe it was Cozumel, Mexico, she was talking about. And she went on a cruise with some of her friends and classmates, I believe. And this is the picture that she got. And she just said, I am like loving life. I'm living life. I mean, it was very positive just to hear her talk, and very spiritual. She prayed before she gave her talk about the book, and talked about her parents, people that she had lost in her life, and then how she started journaling. So the only thing that you're going to really read in the book is her introduction, and then at the end, the rest of it is just very much all places that you can write in and quotes. So I'm going to use this and take this, and it's so slim that it's smaller than my journals, those books that I've been, the Blackout book. It's smaller than all of that, and it's just very compact, and I can take it with me, read one of the quotes, and then write something that how I apply that in my life, or maybe I need to, and this is why I haven't yet, or just any little thing that comes along. So I just put the little pink places here. Again, um, that's the whole book. Seriously, it's a list of quotes and a lot of space where you can basically reflect. And I like that. At first I was like, okay, hold up. Where the book at? I want the book. I want the story. And she was very interesting, so I wanted more of her story. And so when she has the second book, which she said was already done, which I've already told you guys, I hope that it has more of her and who she is, and more of a story on the things that she needed these quotes for her survival. Okay, so repeat, she has in caps, repeat, my life can only change if I want it to change. And I think about that often. That's the reason why I dog-eared that one with the little pink marker, is because I'm a firm believer in, like, when, like, if I go to an art show, like you guys know, I just dropped off my art at the museum, and like if somebody goes, well, how'd you get into a show? How did you get into the museum? How did you get into this? And my answer is always because I wanted to. And the thing is, if you want to, that want will drive you to look up art shows in the internet, look up how to get in, get on the email list for all these things that where you can apply and get in. Just like when you were looking for a job, you sent out your resume or you applied for it. You wanted a job, so you got one. You wanted to be an artist, so you became one by the hard work that you put behind it. And so those are the types of thoughts that I will be putting on these pages. Like, if there's something that I want this year, and there's a certain one woman art show that I want, and I'll be scoping out, um, already, flourishing galleries to give me that chance, and then making sure it's in the price range that I want to pay, that you're just not pocketing stuff and you don't have an email, you don't have a good group of people to come. I'm going to be try to make sure I keep all of that in mind. So those are the type of things that I'm going to be putting down, and it's very simplistic, but when you apply that and focus on that one idea, one quote, one positive thing every single day, and you know put your own life into something that she's given you, could have done this. You could have done this. And maybe you do, because a lot of you keep these wonderful planners and buy all these stickers and just plan out your day and write little wonderful things to yourself. Those of you who journal, even journal through books. This is how I felt about this book. And Karen Runright reads how she's has her subscription box. That's amazing. So to me, I'm glad I bought it because this is something I can actually use and not just put on the shelf and go, I read it. This will be like a part of my daily affirmations. So that was nice. And then they have all this stuff at the counter. So I got, this is a magnet for 2018. I don't know. I just love looking at the days of the year. I don't know about y'all. So currently we're at February 3rd on Sunday, and it's Black History Month. Welcome to it. Read So Lit, reading Blackout all the time. So anyway, that was free from the Doc Bookshop, and this is their address for those of you who want to go to their website. Again, it's thedocbookshop.com, I believe, but you can just look them up. The Doc Bookshop is on 6637 Meadowbrook Drive in Fort Worth, Texas, 76112, and their phone number is 817-457-5700. This is not a paid promo, but it could be. Anyway, so then I got the flyer, and I talked to one of the owners, the daughter, about the Doc Bookshop advanced movie screening for the Black Panther. Are y'all ready? Have we not been ready? Right? So DJ's going to get my ticket and we're going to go. But she was talking to me about maybe talking to people and doing interviews after they get out of the theater to get their first response. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I learned something else about wonderful Fort Worth, March 10th, 2018. I hope to go. The Jet Relays, it's spring break weekend, which I'm, not a spring breaker. HBCU and high school track and field. That's where I'm going to go. I love track and field. I love outdoor sports and things like that. But anyway, it's going down at the Clark Stadium in Fort Worth, Texas, and I am so here for it. It's called the Jet Relays Soul Festival. So yes, so the HBCUs will be running track, and I am here for it. Hope to get lots of pictures and videos. Opening mic night also for at the Doc Bookshop is a shop. It's $5. It's the cover charge, but they have free parking, free refreshments, free spirits. Get your drink on, and free speech. Opening night, and it's Tuesday nights 8 to 10 at the Doc Bookshop. And so I got that wonderful flyer. I had to clean up my room again. Anyway, and then I got this, another nice free planner, and it's all just beautiful, red, black, and green. The Power of a Dream, and you see Martin, and you see my president, and it's, oh, they even have 2019 on here. I'm sorry, and I'm showing everything in the bag. So, look at that, you guys. Look at that. How cool is that? And they just give so much stuff away, and it's big enough for me to write my books down. There's January with Martin, and it says, tie your vision to the human desire for a better tomorrow. Martin Luther King Jr. And history tells us we must never give up, that we must never give in or give out. John Lewis, Congressman. John Lewis. February 2018, the Blackout. Yes. So I can write all over that. I just love it. Thanks, Doc Bookshop. And this beautiful bookmark. Don't mind the nails. Don't do it. And it's Black History, honoring the past, inspiring the future. And those of you who are not new to my channel, every time the Black History Month came around, I used to do a video every single day, and I thought about that, but I got sick on Friday, and I left work really early, so I couldn't. Then I ended up staying up all night Friday painting that painting, and so yeah, won't be a video every single day. Not this year, you guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, now for the books, and I did put back some books because I went to the clearance section and I made out. So I'm going to put this here and then grab them out of the bag. So I got Black Wings and Blind Angels. Black Wings and Blind Angels. Poems by Sapphire. And that Basquiat-esque type of painting. I don't know if that's a real picture of Basquiat, but, one of his paintings, but I know Basquiat when I see it, but I don't know if it's real or not. It could just be a copy, but that's Basquiat style. And it's a book of poems. And I read a book of poems by her before. And of course, she wrote a couple of books, Push and Forget. It's over there. You know what I'm talking about. Push and the one that Monique was in. Oh, I didn't want to sit here and I'm sorry. Yeah, author of Push. So anyway, okay, $2. And it's a hardcover book. And there's Sapphire. Yeah, I love it. So I'll be taking these wonderful stickers off. But I really love that cover. And I'm going to enjoy reading her poetry. So someone did ask me, could you read poetry for hashtag reading Blackout 2018? Most deaf. Okay. And then the next book. Look at that, you guys. How cute is that cover? Ain't nobody's business if I do. Valerie Wilson Wesley. I was telling Angela, I read her years ago, Big Girls Don't Cry or something like that. And they had a whole bunch of them there. So, and they were all in the cool little section. And remember just looking at these, just bring back really good memories. Look how cute and painted those covers were. She's always got these classy women and all this gear, like they're going to the office, and then the babe in the black dress up top with the red lipsticks and the red heels. Oh, it's just so cute. But anyway, it's Valerie Wilson Wesley, always true to you in my fashion, a novel. And I'm sorry, Ain't Nobody's Business If I Do is one of the books that I read. And Big Girls Don't Cry or Lie or something. Cry, I believe. Child, oh. Anyway, this is the free book that we got, Millard Salter's Last Day. And then the reason I got it is because it says, in the spirit of a man called Ova. And I listened to most of that on audio and I really liked it. So me and Angela got these free from the Doc Bookshop. Yes, we did. Are you still here? Are you still here? You want to see more Patrice Jones? And everyone. And the next one I got, it's $2 also, and it's Rising, a novel by Darnella Ford. Rising is an interesting tale filled with self-liberation. Darnella Ford is a witty and talented author with a knack for creating unforgettable characters. Zane of Addicted and so many other novels. She began writing at the age of 9, it says. She has written several screenplays and one teleplay. She is also a spoken word artist. I love spoken word artists. And performs regularly in Los Angeles area where she lives. Rising is her first novel. You can visit her at www.darnella.com. That's it. That's cool. And so this is older, so I don't know if she still has that website. I don't know anything about her. This is my first introduction to Darnella, Rising. And this is copywritten 2003. And that's what it looks like. Yay. Did I just burp? Do I need some water? I need some John Coltrane in my life. That's what we do here on Booktube Life. We take drinking breaks, and there ain't nothing in there but a little apple juice. It's very watery now. And I got, let me see, 1 or 2 more books in here. Where's my Bernice McFadden? Okay, I got 3 books left. Here's one in my hand. Playing My Mother's Blues, a novel by the author of Always True to You in My Fashion that we just shown, Valerie Wilson Wesley. I'm telling you, this writer's books and so many others. I remember Donna Hill and everybody else's books back there in the 80s or whatever, 90s possibly. Let me see when this book was written. And this might be one of the newer ones. I don't know. But back when I was reading them, they always had these beautiful painterly, and Eric Jerome Dickey's books started out that way. If you guys remember, Coffee, Cream in My Coffee or whatever, Friends and Lovers, and I met him. But several of his books when he first started all had that wonderful Black expressions, Kay. You know how all those books used to look, and they were just so reminiscent of this right here. This is just beautiful. And this played into my wanting to continue painting. I love it. And there's the beautiful Valerie Wilson Wesley on the back. And hopefully you guys can see that. And I love it. So praise for her on the back, and it doesn't give the synopsis until the flap in here. Danny Carter is the main character, and I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to bore you that way because we're over an hour already. I already just know it. But the cover, okay? And then to get it, and it's brand new looking, and it's $2. I love it. Maybe I should do some paintings like that. And then I had to get this because I remember, as I was telling Angela, one of my first J. California Cooper books was A Piece of Mind. And I went to a book festival in Kansas City, Missouri, way long time ago. And there was tables and there were writers. And I bought this book from a lady and she signed my book. And I was not a Cooper then. I met this woman. I know I did because my peace of mind, I gave it away to another reader. I gave a lot of my Elin Harriet's books away. Hi, Robert, if you're out there. Not the Robert, my coworker, but Robert the poet. He's forget his stage name. But I gave him several books. I used to give a lot of books away when I would read, and then, even if I hadn't read them sometimes and somebody wanted to read them, I'd borrow, them, which I know I was giving away because I didn't get any back. But for Robert, I gave him these books. And I think he's the one that I gave my book away to, but I'm not sure. And it has the same exact cover. And I'm glad that I got it because, yeah, it would have been really nice to open this up and see my name in it and her signature. And now I'm a Cooper. How cool is that? Yeah. So I got A Piece of Mind by J. California Cooper, which you guys know for the last few years. I start off every single January reading J. Cal. And I only got one more left. I think I left a book on my bed somewhere. I'm not going to get it. I think I got 2 of her books today. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I'm just. Oh. Anyway. Bernice McFadden, glorious. I did get another one. It's over there somewhere. It done fell out the bag. Anyway, I'll show y'all tomorrow because, this is how we do. I'm not going to sit up here and try to take this off. But this is glorious. And there's this cute little typewriter down there. And it looks like a lei. A wonderful, rich read full of passion. Maybe that's what. Okay. History and women you will recognize. Glorious is just that. It's glorious. And there's our wonderful Bernice L. McFadden. Okay. So I got to read this one this year. I've already got several of hers on a couple of them. Gathering of Waters, and still reading. What am I reading? Something on my Kindle. Trying to think. Whatever it is, it's on my Kindle. And that's that. This is the Blackout 2018, where I am reading all African American writers here. African American writers that landed here. Next year in 2019, as you guys know, I'm breaking it up into 4 quarters. I'm going across the water and I'm going home to Africa first. I will get to read my Ben Okri. I will be able to read from every country in Africa that I have already on my shelves. And I plan not to do a lot of shopping next year. I plan to read more on my shelves like I'm reading this year. I mean, it gets better and better. And then, yes, I just showed you a book haul. However, that Blackout Bookshelf is mostly all my books that I've had on my shelf. And I'm just going to continue to do it that way. And I can't wait. So that's all, folks. And I hope you guys enjoyed the book haul and enjoyed the little chat that we had. And I am going to make a video in the middle of this week, but I will see you tomorrow. And I hope you have a wonderful evening full of good rest and relaxation and love and light and all that good stuff that people like to say and sound real deep when they just reading the Cartel. Folks are getting shot up. Anyway, I love y'all. I hope that you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow if you choose to spend your time with me again. I have Glorious, but I have not read it yet. It says K. What I loved about those black covers back in the day is that it made it so easy to find books by black authors in stores and libraries. Definitely, because they all had that wonderful, beautiful look. It was so artsy. And I used to take off, and that's especially, and yeah, I'm still talking. But what I used to love to do is take them off. And man, I used to move around so much because, yeah, military. Look at how pretty this book is. Good God, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Uh, anyway, I used to take them off and want to just like frame them. As I used to take the cover of Essence off and frame them. And I had like Maxwell, really older covers. I even got the Crisis magazine that was started by W.E.B. Du Bois, I believe. And there's a beautiful black and white picture cover that I still have to this day of Langston Hughes. And I had it in a frame. And that's just what I think African American people used to do back in the day. Like my sister Sabrina would just, because a black person wrote it, she would get it, and then we would just get, oh, we subscribing to Ebony and Essence and Jet and everything else. I remember my dad was in Jet. Yeah, when they have that section, people you should know or something like that, and he was in the Jet. Anyway, that was pretty cool. But yeah, I used to just want to. I just framed. I was just. My people, as Zora said, which is one of my favorite books of all dang time. Dust Tracks on the Road. Anyway, so you saw a recommendation of books, of course, that I purchased in the book haul, things I'm reading, stuff that I'm putting out on the shelf. Yeah. There's more than 100 books out there, and I'm only supposed to be reading 52. But I think I'm up to 7 books. And after I finish the Cartel this evening as I paint, that will be like 8 books, and then God's Country tomorrow. I can finish that tomorrow. So that'd be 9 books. And then Tar Baby, listening to it, reading it, and enjoying it. Ah, read so lit. Read your heart out and have a good night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye, Paul. Bye, Randy. Bye, Internet Husband. Stop streaming. Bye, Keisha. Bye, Kay. Bye, Kia Dene. Bye, Pretty Brown Eyed Reader. Bye, Comfy Cozy. Bye, Karen.